today just because it has pissed me off so much. You guys have no idea. I was so stressed out, my head hurt all day. I went to LA a couple days ago for E3 and I'm home right now, but let me tell you, it was a nightmare to get home. And what's funny is that it's usually a 1-hour flight to get back home. And I know this video might be, oh, first world problems, but you know what? I live in a first world. So it's only fair that I have first world problems. I've just been really frustrated and incredibly stressed out over this, and making videos like this helps me. It feels good to like let it all out. So there is no hate, rage, and anger inside you. Anyways, it was my last day at E3. E3 was Tuesday through Thursday, but I had to go Sunday because Ubisoft was having this big event for YouTubers, and I went early to play some of their games. But since I was going a couple of days early, I wanted to come home early, so I only went Sunday through Wednesday instead of going Sunday through Thursday or Friday. I don't like traveling for a long time. I don't like being out of my house, away from my doggies. I actually love being at home. It's funny because I always wanted to travel and go out everywhere, but when you start traveling a lot, you just really enjoy your time that you have at home. But anyways, back to the story. The last day of E3, I had a lot of fun actually. It was pretty stressful. Really stressful actually. I waited in the elevator of my hotel for 30 freaking minutes. I'll probably talk about this in another video, but long story short, I was on the 23rd floor, and on the 26th floor they had breakfast, and it was like a really nice free breakfast. So I woke up early to go get that free breakfast. And I already woke up really early because I had to be somewhere, so I didn't have much time to do anything. So I got my elevator, I sat and waited there. I shit you not, I waited half an hour for an elevator. There was elevators going down, but there was no elevators going up. So me and Sausage decided to take the stairs, and the stairs cut off at the 25th floor, and they don't take you to the 26th floor, which is where I needed to go. So I wasted over half an hour trying to get up to the 26th floor to get my free breakfast, and I didn't get my free breakfast and I was hungry. I was like starving, dying the whole day, and very miserable, because when I don't have breakfast, I am very miserable. So after E3 and everything, we had plenty of time to go out to eat. We had an early dinner at like 5, and my flight was at 9:30, so I was like, hey, I'll just get to LAX at around 7 because it's crazy and the lines are crazy, and I just want like 2.5 hours before my flight. That should be good, right? Like the lines at LAX can be super long, traffic can be really bad getting there. You never know. So whenever I have a flight, I try to get there early as I can. So after we finished eating, this 800 number called me and I picked up, and then they're like, hey, it's American Airlines, your flight was delayed until 10:50. So 9:30 to 10:50. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. That just means we have more time to kill. And by the way, American Airlines is always late. Every single flight I have ever booked with them was late. I don't think I've ever had a flight on time with them. How can all your flights be late? Like our flight getting to LA was delayed 2 hours. And we just sat it out at the airport. So now we just had more time to kill because of course this flight was delayed too. I tried to check in on the flight on my phone, but it wouldn't let me. So I was just like, whatever, I'll just do it at the airport. We take our time, packing our bags at the hotel, getting an Uber, getting to the airport. We got to the airport at 8:45. We went to go print out our boarding pass at the kiosk, but it wouldn't let us. So it wouldn't let me print it out online, and it wouldn't let me print it out there. We went to go print out our boarding passes at the kiosk, so I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll go stand in the line. So I stood in the line with a bunch of other people there. So we asked the girl to check us in manually and print it out, and she told us the delayed flight is actually on time now. Like I got no call, no nothing, no notice, just, okay, delayed flight is actually on time. When does that ever happen? Oh, let's call everyone for a delayed flight. Just kidding, it's actually on time, don't tell anybody. And we're like, okay, can you print it anyway because we can still make it. We could have actually made it, we had like 30 minutes to board. There's literally no one in security. We could have just 10 minutes, done. But she said they couldn't print out the boarding pass because they closed boarding. What? Like I still had 30 minutes before I could board. If she could have just printed it out on the spot, I would have made it. So she calls to open boarding, and she was on the phone for like half an hour. Half an hour, bitch, I could have made it to the flight. Bitch, I could have had Starbucks and made it to the flight. What's even worse is that there was a family right next to me complaining about the same flight, how they couldn't check in. They said they've been standing there for an hour trying to get on the flight, trying to open boarding, do the same thing that we were trying to do. So that means they closed boarding at least an hour before the actual flight? What? Like I don't get it. And what makes this all really bad is that there are no flights going out. This was the last flight of the night. The next flight was in the morning. They're like, it's okay, you can fly out tomorrow. No, I cannot fly out tomorrow. I need to be home because I have 2 very small doggies that need my attention and food and love and water, and my mom had an appointment that morning, but she couldn't take care of them that morning because she knew I was coming home that night. Also, I had to let people early in my house that morning because they're coming to install something, so I had to be home that night. So after standing around for 4 minutes while she was trying to open up the flight, which by the way we missed because by the time she opened up the flight, the plane was already taking off. But hey, Sausage coming in with a clutch, found a flight with 2 seats left that was leaving in 30 minutes. And by the way, we asked the girl to look up flights that were leaving tonight and she was like, there's no more flights leaving tonight. But we found one. So the next flight was in 30 minutes. He bought it and we had like 10 minutes to get from Terminal 6 to Terminal 1. And like 10-20 minutes to go through security to be safe. Let me tell you, Terminal 6 to Terminal 1 was very far, and it was like the worst thing ever. We had 4 bags, really heavy bags. I'm not very strong, and me and Sausage are both very out of shape. Terminal 6 to Terminal 1 was over a mile, with like 100 pounds of luggage for Sausage and like 40 pounds of luggage for me. And I know some of you guys are gonna be like, oh, 40 pounds, oh, 100 pounds, oh, that's nothing. I carry that every single day for school. No, I can't even carry a freaking dog. I have a really bad back. I cannot put anything on my back. I can't even put a little ass bag on my back that has a shoulder strap because then my back gets really sore. And I had to take this 40-pound bag and run over a mile. So we run over there, get super tired, start walking, start power walking, push through everybody. I mean, most of it was power walking. But anyways, my shoes started hurting. I had like these jelly flip-flops that I've been wearing the whole trip, and they were already blistering the bottom of my foot. And the bottom of my foot was so blistered and painful and it hurt so bad. So I was like, screw it, I can't do this anymore. I have to take off my shoes. So I took off my shoes, I held them. I started walking on that nasty ass, dirty ass floor. But it felt so good. Like it felt so good having my bare naked feet walking on that floor. It felt so good until I fucking stepped on a rock. And that shit like ripped my foot. And then I was limping the rest of the way. And then we finally made it. We made it to Terminal 1. It was like, oh my God, Terminal 1, we're finally here. It's like we went on an expedition, like a journey. Like you could have made a whole movie about this. And we went to go check in. And they told us our flight was delayed until 11:30. So we had like over an hour to get there. And the guy was like, hey, there's a shortcut. We could have taken our sweet ass time. We could have took the shortcut. I wasn't supposed to have this cut in my foot that probably gave me AIDS. If I ever get a disease, it's because of that. Or because I sat on a public toilet and the toilet water splashed me. What an unfortunate way to get a disease. So we go upstairs, go through security. Nobody is at security. Nobody. And the person that was checking our IDs, he was being such a miserable bitch. Mr. ID man, I hope you're watching this right now. You are such a miserable person. Like there is no reason for you to be this miserable. I was like holding 2 bags, so I just gave him my ID and boarding pass like face down and just like handed it to him like, here, take it. And like he wouldn't take it. He was just like boarding pass and ID. And I'm like, here. He's like boarding pass and ID. So I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? You want me to like flip this shit over for you? So I like flipped it over and gave it to him. He was like boarding pass and ID. But I had like 2 papers because you know when you print out boarding pass, it's like a free drink coupon and the boarding pass. Well, I took that in my other hand and gave him boarding pass and ID. Face up. And then Sausage gave him his right after. He was like, 1 person at a time. Get back behind the gate. And he looks at my ID and shit for the longest time. Like I'm a criminal. Oh, by the way, I have so much like mini stories of people being super racist to me. But yeah, no hi, no have a good day or anything. Just like nothing. Like you don't have to be so mean. Shout out to the other security guard who recognized Sausage though. So we got through security and it is stuffed. There is no seats. Everybody's standing against the wall. There's not even any spots to sit on the wall. So we literally stand where you're supposed to line up for a flight, like in the middle of the thing, and just put our backpacks down and just collapsed. And we died right there. Rest in pepperonis. Oh, by the way, it's really stupid how people take up like 3 seats. Like one person will just sit and put their bags on the seat next to them, and then there'll be 1 space, and then there'll be another person with their bags on their seat. Like, put your shit on the floor. I mean, I understand not wanting to sit next to a stranger, but put your shit on the floor. Your bag does not need to have its own seat, especially when there are people standing on the wall or sitting on the floor. Also, Sausage was really sweaty and he didn't want to sit next to anybody. Not even like there's 2 seats next to each other anyway. It was just really annoying. The whole situation, me missing my flight because first of all, they called me to delay it and then they said it was back to normal. And I feel really bad for the other family who was there before me waiting to board and they would have had plenty of time to board. It's like what? They made me believe that they left that flight with like half the people on board. It's like what? You could have let us on? That family was like 5 people and me and Sausage were 2 people and they closed the boarding so we couldn't go. And I'm not complaining because the flight was delayed. Every airline has flight delays. I'm complaining because they told me the flight was delayed and then they changed it back to the normal time without letting me know. And they closed boarding for it an hour before you're supposed to get on the plane. Like I missed that flight. It was the last flight of the day. But yeah, I'm over it now. It made me feel so much better talking about this shit to you guys. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys want more story time videos. No, they fucking suck. And make sure to hit that like button in the face and subscribe, join the wolf pack. Ow! Thanks for watching. Bye guys.